It is messy boots in these internet streets today because Shannon Sharpe is out here breaking down after Charleston White just blew up his whole spot.
You're dealing with a young 20-year-old conniving, manipulative, low-down, white. I'm talking about a dirty, funky honky.
Old Charleston done leaked a tape allegedly showing Uncle Shay Shay in full Snow Bunny action, and social media is eating it up. From the locker room to the live stream, folks are saying Shannon might be done for after this wild exposure. Like, this ain't just tea. This is a whole Starbucks venti with extra scandal. Let's get into the drama. Charleston did not come to play with Shannon. He aired him all the way out and didn't hold back not one bit. According to Charleston, Shannon been sold out ages ago, and now Hollywood's done with him. He's saying the clock finally ran out, and the industry is tossing him like yesterday's news, and Charleston came with receipts and shade. He dragged Shannon for being the same man who once said he wouldn't ride an elevator alone with a woman to avoid scandal.
Me, I don't ride the elevator with single women.
Yes,
so
you
now,
cannot do
if
that.
the single woman is on the elevator, I gotta wait.
Wait, why don't you? Because they just get too horny.
No, I don't.
Why
I
do
don't
they
wanna
get
run the risk? Sometimes
run the risk of what?
Sometimes the mention of impropriety is enough to sway people's opinion of somebody.
But now, he out here in the gym, letting young ladies get real close. Charleston called that move clown behavior and had no problem calling it out. But let's be clear, this wasn't just about one viral moment. Charleston went way back and exposed the real issue. There's been tension between them for a while, and apparently Shannon's feelings weren't random. Charleston confessed he used to talk crazy about football players, calling them big, dumb jocks, and even went in on Deion Sanders, like hard. He dragged the whole perfect dad image folks love to romanticize, and he lumped Shannon right in with the fake TV family vibes. And according to Charleston, that hit a nerve. But Charleston didn't stop there. He accused Shannon of turning his back on the streets a long time ago. While Charleston stayed 10 toes down with the hood, the strip clubs, and the raw culture, he said Shannon chose to play it safe with the corporate world, thinking it would protect him. And now, according to Charleston, that protection is gone, and Shannon's finally getting a taste of what happens when you stop keeping it real. Charleston also broke down the whole situation like a court reporter. He pointed out Shannon's being accused of SA and battery, serious stuff. And this ain't no little blurb either, okay? The woman, going by Jane Doe, but her real name is Gabriella Zuniga, filed a 13-page civil complaint. And here's the kicker. This ain't even the same woman from that messy IG live mess last September. So yeah, Charleston was like, this is a pattern, not an accident. And of course, Charleston had to spotlight who's really behind this lawsuit. Tony Busby, the same legal pit bull who's been coming for Diddy and Jay-Z. Busby don't play, and Charleston made it known. If he's involved, it's already looking ugly for Shannon. He said Shannon got caught up right in the middle of Busby's hit list of wealthy black men.
This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
But just when you thought Charleston might show an ounce of sympathy, nope, he went in even harder. He roasted Shannon for trying to clean it all up by posting screenshots and crying shakedown after the story already blew up. He said, boy, you should have played smarter, not louder. See, Shannon's out here saying this was a setup by Gabriella Zuniga, also known as Carly from OnlyFans, and her lawyer Busby, who supposedly tried to squeeze him for $50 million. But Charleston, he wasn't buying none of that. Instead, he clowned Shannon for even being in that kind of situation. He said Shannon had no business dealing with a young woman who clearly knew the hustle better than he did. And here's where Charleston really dropped his version of game. He said real ones mess with seasoned women who know how to move, like the strip club pros and the streetwise vets. According to him, those women know how to keep it cute and quiet. No lawsuits, no drama. But Shannon, he fumbled the play, messing with a square who was just out to hit a lick. And just when it felt like Charleston White had emptied the clip, nope, he pulled out that Bible and went straight to church on Shannon Sharpe with jokes. Y'all, this man said even Jesus wasn't out here hanging with square women. Like, what? Charleston said the Son of God was rolling with Mary Magdalene, a woman who knew the game, knew the streets, and didn't need no explanation on how the world worked. Now that was wild. And from there, it just got messier. Charleston doubled all the way back to that gym video, dragging Shannon like he stole something. He said Shannon out here working out in sweatpants, no drawers, just waving red flags for the world to see. And instead of it being sexy, that woman allegedly clowned him, saying his manhood was the size of a baby. Whew. And Charleston said not only was that shade brutal, but it also played into every tired, negative stereotype folks love to put on black men. Now let's be real, Charleston wasn't just cracking jokes. He was sending a message. He said Shannon messed up when he stopped dealing with hood girls, the ones who ride for you, not sue you. According to him, once you start mixing it up with these clean-cut, brand-friendly women who know the legal system better than the streets, it's a wrap. He made it sound like Shannon left the culture, thinking Hollywood would protect him, and now look, the same doors he smiled his way into are slamming right in his face.
He's showing up at the gym with them big old black legs, that big old print showing in them sweatpants, squatting, sweating out it with them big old muscles. Now here it is, this little white girl over there on the treadmill. They making eye contact. Who set that up? Who put her there? Who put him there?
Baby, Charleston didn't stop there. Oh no. He checked the receipts. He reminded everybody how Shannon let platforms like Gillies clown Charleston, but now that Shannon's down bad, Charleston said he wouldn't even go on Shannon's show if he begged. He said he don't do fake love and fake circles. Once you flip on your people, you're on your own. And in one of the wildest parts, Charleston said he actually believes the woman's story. Not because he knows every detail, but because history repeats itself. In Charleston's words, once a black man gets accused, and especially by a white woman, the system don't hesitate. It's a done deal. Multiple sources say Charleston really believes Shannon's in a battle he can't win. Not because he's guilty or innocent, but because he played the game thinking he could beat it, and now he's getting played by the game. Charleston White just cracked open a theory that hits deep, and honestly, a lot of folks are low-key agreeing, even if they don't want to say it out loud. So, in one of his rawest moments, Charleston laid it all out. He said that once you're associated with a serious crime, like R or Child M, even if you're found not guilty, that stain never really goes away. And he ain't lying about how the system operates, especially when it comes to black men. Let's break this down. Charleston used a powerful example. Let's say a man gets accused of something horrific. He gets arrested, dragged through the mud, plastered all over the media. But then, boom, he gets a not guilty verdict. The jury says, we don't think he did this, but the damage already done. Because now that man has an arrest record with that charge attached to his name, even though the case was dismissed or he beat it in court. And here's where Charleston's point hits. Most people don't read the fine print. When folks, or even job agencies, brand reps, or media outlets run a background check, all they see are the charges. They don't see the context. They don't see dismissed. They don't see found not guilty. They just see those trigger words, and boom, it's a wrap. They're turned off immediately. Charleston's basically saying the accusation alone is enough to ruin your life, especially if you're a black man in America. Whether it's true or not almost doesn't matter anymore. The public perception stays locked in, and according to him, that's exactly what's happening to Shannon Sharpe right now. He's being judged not by the outcome, but by the optics, the whispers, the headlines.
It's just like a guy who's been accused or arrested for it. He gets arrested for it. He goes to trial. He gets found not guilty. The jury says, we don't believe he did this. So even though he got a not guilty verdict, he still have an arrest record. So when they run your background, all they see is, they don't see dismissed. They're turned off by the allegations. So he lose by the allegations.
And baby, that's real. We've seen it happen before, with celebs and regular folks alike. Once your name is tied to a crime, especially something as serious as what Charleston's describing, people treat you like you're guilty forever, even if the court says otherwise. People generally think Shannon messed up. One person said, Shannon messing with a teeny bopper, 40 years age difference. Come on, dog. And another comment writes, I'm not about preying on one's downfalls, but in this situation, I have no sympathy for him. This grown-a-dollar man see and should know what's going on, especially in the industry. To put yourself in a predicament like this, he is out to be ashamed of himself. So now we gotta ask y'all, is Charleston preaching facts or just being messy? Did he hit a nerve or is he just stirring the pot for clout? Drop your thoughts below and let us know what side you on.